Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome back to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Glenn Gates, and today we're going to be using ChatGPT exclusively. I guess exclusively because the thing is that I watched so many different videos, and what I realized is this word called learning curve. I don't like this idea, learning curve. Why do I need to have a learning curve? It's kind of like prompt engineering. I remember when I first started making some videos, I think I called it ChatGPT or something, making videos for Marcelo, something like this. And I think I got a playlist here on my thing. And I was uploading videos to LinkedIn, and I was like, here's, use how do I use AI, and these are use cases, and this is what's going on. And right away, I saw this thing called prompt engineering, and I was like, yeah, that's the whole point. Is prompt engineering? It means like, what's the idea behind prompt engineering? It's about being a manager. If you're going to be a good manager to your employees, then you have to have prompt engineering. The better you are as a manager means the better you're able to use natural programming language, aka English, in order to get people to do the things that you want them to do. Like that's it. So what's the difference between hiring ChatGPT and hiring an employee? What's the difference between hiring a coder, someone who can program, who can create software for you, and hiring some software development AI? There's no difference. And so the point is that you have to be able to craft your language in order to get the outcomes that you desire. What's my argument? My argument is that the book, Create Crucial Insight, should provide the tools to enable a person to thrive, because that is the claim of the book. It says if you use these tools in your business endeavors, then you'll be able to thrive. And then I tested them out on people for years and years and years and years. And then I created a digital course, an online course, in order to teach people this a type of thinking, some kind of mental gymnastics. And then I realized that people don't actually want to think, they don't want to learn, they just want to get the outcomes. And so then I designed this app. Now I have the design for the app. And what is this app all about? The app is about 5 muscle groups. Let's take a look at the 5 muscle groups. So we're going to jump into the scaffolding of this little project. So the 5 muscle groups are right here. This is the whole app. So we could say that the project is the body. And the vision, I guess these are like the eyes, because even in our human bodies, we have the eyes up here. Look, there's even 2 little dots. Okay, so these are the eyes, and then this is the nose, and then this is the mouth, and then this is one ear, and I don't know what this is. Anyways, vision. So one of the muscles that you need to, as a manager, is to be able to understand the concept of vision, meaning what are the essential aspects of the project. And I'll show you what they are. So here they are. So number one is, what's the purpose of this project? You have to understand what is the purpose of the project, and then what do you hope to achieve? As a manager, if you don't understand those things, if you don't have a vision, if you don't have some vision, some ability to look into the future and know what it is that you hope to achieve and the purpose of achieving those things, it's like being on a boat. You're in a boat, and it's like, okay, where are you going? I'm going to France. Why are you going to France? To what? What's the purpose of the journey? What do you hope to achieve by taking this journey? And then what market are you competing in? What are some important characteristics of your customers, and how are you going to win? These are this is basic. This is business 101. So this is the first muscle. The muscle is your eyes. The muscles behind your eyes. I don't know. What is the muscle called that's attached to your eyeballs? You have your cornea. Uh, I don't know. I don't know any muscles in my eyes. Retina. There's a retina. All right, so this is the eyes. I'm going to strengthen these eyes. And in business, how do you do that? You got to understand these questions. All right, so that's one muscle group. So we're trying to help people to develop this muscle over time. What does it mean? It means every time we have a project as a team, we get together, we have a little meeting, and we say, "Okay, guys, let's talk about this project. Number one, let's make sure everybody's on the same page regarding what is the vision for this project. Number two, the objective and the scoreboard. Now, I don't know. There's just like I've been reading this book, and it's kind of ridiculous. There's a book called Systematics. It's about systems. I decided to start to take a look at this book. And I don't know, there's kind of a problem. All right, let me just throw this book up here. All right, so you go into this book, and if we go up to page, I don't know, around 36, I guess. I think it was around 36. So this is a crazy story. Let's take the example of the case of Lionel Trillium, a young assistant professor in the Department of Botany in Holyoke College. Although it is now too late to do any good for poor Trillium, we shall review his case history step by step in the hope that similar tragedies may be averted in the future. Trillium's department head, Bainbury, has for some years now failed to initiate new and interesting hypotheses about the behavior of the slime molds. His chosen area of specialization. Paralleling this decline of scientific productivity, he's exhibited increasing interest in improving the efficiency of his department. The medically oriented reader will recognize in these symptoms the industrious onset of intellectual menopause. I don't know if that's the way you read that sentence or not. What the heck? I think it's supposed to be he has exhibited medically oriented. No, he has exhibited interesting interest. Okay, anyways, let's just keep going. Banbury has actually gone to the extreme of checking out of the library some recent publications on management science. Before his jaded eyes, a new world has been revealed, and his mind is now buzzing with the terminology of information retrieval systems, technology assessment, program budgeting, and above all, management by goals and objectives. He fires off a memo to staff of his department requiring that they submit to him in triplicate by Monday next a statement of their goals and objectives. This demand catches Trillium at a bad time. His studies in angiosperms are at a critical point. Nevertheless, he must take time out to consider his goals and objectives, as the wording of the memo leaves little doubt of the consequences of failure to comply. Now, Trillium really does have some personal goals of his own that his study of botany can advance. In actual fact, he entered the field because of unanswered questions having to do with the origin of babies. His boyhood curiosity was never satisfied and it became fixed on the mechanics of reproductive processes in living creatures. But to study reproduction directly in animals creates too much anxiety. Therefore, he has chosen the flowering plants, which blatant sexuality is safely isolated from our own. Trillium is happy as a botanist and never so happy as when he is elucidating the level of an angiosperm. But now his chief is demanding goals and objectives. This is both disturbing and threatening. Trillium doesn't want to think about his goals, his real goals and objectives. Indeed, they are unknown to his curious mind. He only knows he likes botany. But he can't just reply in one line, I like botany, and I want to keep on studying it. No, indeed. What is expected is a good deal more formal, more organized than that. It should fill at least 3 typewritten sheets, single spaced, and should list objectives and sub objectives in order of priority. each being justified in relation to the overall goal and having appended a time frame for completion at some criteria for determining whether they have been achieved. Ideally, each paragraph should contain at least one reference to DNA or the phrase double helix. Trillium goes into depression just thinking about it. Furthermore, he cannot afford to state his true goals. He must at all costs avoid giving the impression of an ineffective purer putterer or a dilettante. He must not appear fuzzy-headed. His goals must be well defined and crisply stated and must appear to lead somewhere important. He must appear to be active in areas that tend to throw reflected glory on the department. After all, he can't expect the university to maintain a department just for people who have a faintly scurrilous interest in how plants reproduce. Therefore, Trillium is forced to include in his statement of goals and objectives all kinds of things that he's really not in the least interested in. Poor Trillium struggles with all the considerations, which he does not consciously formulate. He only feels them as a deep malaise and a sense of confusion that seizes him whenever he thinks about writing the goals and statements and objective statements. He puts it off as long as possible, but still it interferes with his studies of angiosperms. He can't concentrate. Finally, he gives up his research, stays home 3 days, and writes the damn thing. But now he is committed in writing to a program in terms of his success can be objectively assessed by his chief. And if he has stated that one objective for the coming year is to write 3 papers on angiosperm and he actually writes only 2, he is 67% successful despite the fact that he blah, 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 blah. So it goes on and on and on. And at the end, it's like, okay, the lawmakers here, okay, only one step remains to be taken to complete Trillium's shackling in the chains he himself has helped to forge. On advice of his university administrator, the legislators of his state established by law the number of hours a professor of botany must spend on each phase of the professor's activities. Trillium may feel impelled to protest, but how can he? The lawmakers are only formalizing what he himself has told them that he wants to do. The system of management of goals and objectives designed to measure Trillium's performance as a botanist and to improve his efficiency has kicked back, gotten in the way, opposed its own proper function. Once more, the universal validity of Le Chantelier law has been demonstrated. Banbury Mill, meanwhile, has been powerfully reinforced as a newfound function as judge of their own botanist, judge of other botanists. His own botanical career may be wilting, but he has found a new career in assessing the strengths and weaknesses of his colleagues, especially their weaknesses. The heady experience of hobnobbing with legislators and people with power in the real world gives him a new lease on life, convincing him that Trillian really is just a poor putterer who will never amount to anything. If only botany could attract men of action like the lawgivers with whom he has been whining, and dining. So it's like it's just going on and saying like this whole idea of like objectives, goals, and objectives could be counterproductive. And then so I just finished reading this, and then it's like I'm like trying to create an app like where you have to define objectives, and I'm like, oh boy. So, but I'm not asking people to do 3 pages. What I'm doing is I'm saying that like having the ability to create a vision, of course, it means that it gives you this idea that you're going to begin when you begin the process of work, then you understand the direction that you're going in. And that objectives tells you that in order to reach that end goal, you have to take it piece by piece. You have to take it with milestones. And the way that you know that you've achieved an objective is by using a scoreboard. All right, so we start here and we create a project, and then we have to describe the vision of the project. It just means that everybody on the team is going to have a little chat together, and we just talk about these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Like, how else are you going to start a project? Whenever you start a project with a team, you're going to have a project kickoff meeting. So, what does that mean for us? It means that we should probably have a project kickoff meeting. So, we ChatGPT. Now, what's the model? Which is the best model for the situation? Do we need to have advanced reasoning? Do we need fast advanced reasoning? Do we need great for coding and logic? Like, what is it that we need here? Why we have so many different models? And maybe we start with ChatGPT 4. We could change it back at any time. So, okay, so I want to start a new project, and to start the project, we need a project kickoff meeting. To effectively plan and conclude a successful project kickoff meeting, consider the following elements: define the meeting objectives, develop a detailed agenda, prepare necessary documents, identify. All right, maybe I need a different one because that one is a little bit crazy. Anyway, so let's jump into the vision. Okay, well, I want to talk about the vision. And then I have all my questions. In the project kickoff meeting, we will talk about the following questions. There. Incorporating a vision discussion in the project kickoff meeting is a pivotal step toward aligning your team and stakeholders. To enhance the effectiveness of this discussion, consider the following refined questions. What is the purpose of the project? Clearly define the problem or opportunity the project addresses and its importance to the organization. What specific objectives do we aim to achieve? Define detail memorable goals and success criteria to track progress and outcomes. Which markets are we targeting? Identify the industry or segment, including key competitors and market dynamics. Who are our target customers and what are their key characteristics? Describe demographics, behaviors, needs, preferences to tailor strategies effectively. What is our competitive strategy? Competitive advantage. Articulate unique strengths and or strategies that will enable the project to succeed in the market. I mean, it's like disagrees with, I guess it's like kind of agreeing, but it's also what do you hope to achieve? It's like they jump right into specific objectives. See, the reason why I kept it, let's just focus on the questions I gave you. All right, so just kind of like change the wording, I guess. All right, let's begin. So allow this time. Oh, I wanted to be able to read.
To build a comprehensive and compelling project vision, you can follow these steps. 1. Define the project's core purpose. Identify the
That's ridiculous. So I don't want to jump it into that thing. I want to be able to. All right, so now this is the first problem I was talking about. It's called prompt engineering. I've been what is it called? Like ChatGPT is just basically like taking over the process. It's like, no, I don't want to do what you're doing. I want to do my own thing. All right, ChatGPT 4.0, you're fired. You're fired. Fast and advanced reasoning. Let's do coding and logic because that's where we actually want to go. So I want to talk about the vision of a project. In the project kickoff meeting, you and me will talk about the following questions. You are the business analyst what is it called? The software architect, senior developer, scrum master, QA tester, and project manager. I'm the team lead and have the product experience. I designed the user experience and have a basic wireframe. Our mission is to use the methodology that is and methodology and process of the user experience of the software we're building in order to build the software. The first screen a person sees when they open the app, when they open the mobile friendly website, is the sign in screen. For now, let's assume we've signed up. Now we see a page that looks like this. Okay. And now we will open up. We will give him the first image. Ooh, where is it? To look like. Where's it? This. Looks like the attached image. As you can see, the window has an upper area and a lower area. There is a double arrow that allows the upside and the downside to change places. Wait, that's not the right image. There we go. Okay, to change places. When you first open the app, you'll want to click the plus project button at the top left of the image of the screen. Then a line will appear under the project heading, like the line you see in the image, where it says, where it says P name dot 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 etc. That line will be where the project will show projects in this application. Below that line, you see the double arrows. Under the double arrows, you see the project information. Each project has a set of project information that is associated with that project. Right now, you and I are going to follow this process of creating a project here in chatgpt.com to mirror the experience a person would have using the application. So they would be using the application for a different project and different projects. After creating a project in the app, the first thing to do is to click the vision button so that we can discuss the vision of the project. And in this case, you and me are going to answer those questions for the project of developing this web app. Comprendo? See what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point. Is like you should, if I'm claiming to be creating a project management app from day one, even in the process of creating the software to make the software management app, I should be using the same project management process that I've designed. So if I already had it done, if I already had this software, then I would be using the software in order to create the software. Since I don't have the software, but I mean, I have the screens. What's the difference between having the screens and because right here? So basically what I just explained was that, okay, so we're going to click this button, we're going to create a project, and then here's the up and down, and then here's the project. The first thing we do is click the vision. So here we go, create a project. We started here, describe a project. So now here I am with me and ChatGPT. Yeah, you know me, ChatGPT, every last lady. We're right here. So once we have this discussion, the next step is going to be to, do you have an objective in mind? Now I'm running out of time because I got a French lesson in 5 minutes from now. So let's see what our good buddy ChatGPT has. Proposed refund prompt. You and I are holding the project kickoff meeting to develop a web application. A purpose. What's the purpose? What do we hope to achieve? Which markets are we continuing? What's the important characteristics of our customers? And how are we going to win in this market? Exactly. Purpose, goal, market, customer, strategy. Exactly. I will play the role of the team lead with product experience and have provided a basic wireframe. You will act as a business analyst. Da, 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 da. Questions before proceeding. Do you have any specific requirements or constraints, technical time, budget, or do we need to keep in mind the formulating? We got 4 minutes. Okay. I think you understand my prompt and the refined prompt that you provided. Let's tackle any questions you might have one by one, and I'll continue to prompt you through the process of my project management methodology, which is the same methodology which will be presented to the users of the software that we will be building together. What's the first question? Dun, 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 dun. Actually, my first question is, can you actually see any of this? Because sometimes I make these videos and then like I check if it actually filmed it and it didn't film it properly. Do you have any specific requirements or constraints, technical time, budget? Well, formulating the project vision. All right, so I think we're going to end the video here, and this is where we're going to pick it up tomorrow because I got everything I need. I gave him the prompt, and now we're on the first question. So basically, I just hired ChatGPT as my first employee, and I just scrapped the whole idea of Cursor or Windsurf or Lovable or whatever. I don't care. V0. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I'm not hiring any of them yet because, to be honest, I'm not happy with any of the performance of any of those people. Lovable, it didn't give me hardly any prompts. I couldn't do anything with it. VO, it didn't really do what I thought it was going to do. Cursor is like so confusing, and you have to like know how to add all these different things. I'm not happy with any of them. They're all fired. The only thing that has been true, tried, and faithful is the paid version of ChatGPT. And as you can see, I'm still able to use it. So everyone else is fired. You're all fired. And it's just me and ChatGPT until me and ChatGPT decide on hiring somebody else. So there you go. You're all fired. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Bye bye.